Vikings sign Marcus Davenport. Holy shit. Back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus here with Onebar, Minnesota Vikings. Staying busy, getting our name on the free agent board, signing defensive end from the Saints, Marcus Davenport.
Yeah, very sexy name when it comes to the draft. Just a handful of years ago, they trade up with the Packers, give away a ton of picks. So plenty to talk about. Before we get that, remember, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here 50 times a day with all this going on for you. So hit that sub button, help us get to 10,000, baby.
Yeah, so Marcus Davenport, this is an interesting one. Supposedly it's a one-year contract worth $13 million. So the Vikings shelling out those bucks. Not afraid to open up that checkbook.
Yeah, I mean, $13 million really doesn't seem that bad for a player of this caliber. I mean, he's been with the Saints, 4 or 5 years?
5 years.
Looking at his career numbers, 21.5 sacks. Last year, he only had a half a sack. Year before that, he had 9. So the dude has played at a very high level. So $13 million, I love that price tag.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe this was a prove it deal, but you see the $13 million, that's kind of a lot. Here's the interesting thing. I mean, defensive end, edge. I mean, this guy going to stand up. He's going to his hand in the dirt. Can he do both? He's big enough. He's 6'6", 265. So Brian Flores talks about versatility in his players. I think that's somebody with Marcus Davenport. He can use in a variety of ways. I think you can stand him up. You can put him on the end. You can put him inside on passing downs. A lot you can do with this guy, and hopefully Flores has definitely has some plans for him.
Yeah, that was his big intrigue coming out of college, was not only his size, but his big speed as well. I mean, you look at the half a sack from last year, you can't put too much into that. He had a ton of pressures. We know Lupagus doesn't believe in that stat, but he did, and he made a lot of things happen. And just looking at some of these other edge rushers, $13 million in a year is really, I mean, that's less than Hunter. That's what less than Zadarius Smith. So I think that's a bargain.
Yeah, and now we'll see what happens with Zadarius Smith. You know, are they just going to flat out cut him? Or are they going to find someone to trade? We'll see what this means for Zadarius Smith's future. You look at his, 63 career games played. I think he's been injured here. He's had some minor injuries over the years, but he's still only 26 years old. So still a lot of upside here. Still relatively a young player that you got a 1 year this year. Maybe he, blows the lid off things and you look to extend him.
Yeah, and everybody's saying, hey, we're cashing it in, we're doing whatever. 1 year deal of a guy like this, you're not signing a player like this for 1 year. I mean, chances are he's here for a year, probably makes more money and goes out and tests free agency again. So you don't sign a guy like this for 1 year when you're cashing it in. Oh, we're just going to wait till next year. They're still all in. They are still all in. They're making the right moves. Tight end wise earlier, questionable. This one makes 100% sense. We need to add pieces on the defensive side of the ball. I hope he's up there in the front. I hope they put him back there, passing, getting after the quarterback. I'm very excited about Marcus Davenport.
I love it. It's a name I saw and I thought about, but I didn't really give it too much thought. Then they'll never put that kind of money out. But they did it. Marcus Davenport is a Minnesota Viking. Go back to 2018 draft. We've been so damn excited we drafted Marcus Davenport.
Yeah, I remember laughing, though. The fact that the Saints gave up that much for Davenport at that point seemed like it was a little insane.
Well, he was so raw coming out of college, too. I mean, this guy was just kind of like untapped potential, all upside, and they traded way up to go up and get him. I think we all thought they were going to go quarterback there, too, and it was Marcus Davenport.
Marcus freaking Davenport. Now he is a Minnesota Viking. I will say this. Our first two signings, tight end and an edge rusher / defensive end. Well, I mean, tight end was a shock, but still, even this position, just cornerback was so on my brain. I'm still a little surprised at the player. He wasn't a guy that really wasn't rumored around the Vikings. Or just like see it on Twitter, like, holy crap, we signed Marcus Davenport.
Yeah. So you know what? When you got a guy like Marcus Davenport rushing the passer, you don't need good corners.
Wow. Well, hey, let's get Dalvin Tomlinson back. I'm feeling better about the defense. Tomorrow we're going to take care of the corners, maybe even tonight yet.
Yeah, this bumps it up a full letter grade and a half for me.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, the Vikings, they're going to make moves. We've seen it. We've seen all the guys out there that know way more than us saying the Vikings are going to be busy. Whether that's getting rid of some of their own players, they're still going to be busy bringing some in. And this solidifies it. So everybody pissed it and moaning earlier. It should get you excited. Let's go.
Yeah. Go get your Marcus Davenport jerseys. Hell yeah. He's a Viking. Minnesota Marcus. in the house.
Minnesota Marcus, I like it. I need to wash
love
my
it.
hand. I don't know if this is toothpaste or what. This is
We all know what
disgusting.
that is. When you saw the signing, you exploded.
I don't know what this is. What do you give the signing? What grade it?
I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Yeah, I give it an A-. I mean, 13 million just seems dirt cheap. Dirt cheap.
Yeah. So, all right, this was it. It's just so happened so fast. I don't even have a fact ready. The fact is, your head is disgusting. That is a fact.
That is a fact. I'm so embarrassed.
All right. Marcus Davenport, Minnesota Marcus, in purple.
It's actually a pretty